What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Advocacy Connection channel. Now, for those of you who are new, welcome to the channel. Pleasure to have you here. If you guys haven't done so, this goes for my people that have been with me for day one. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure to leave a like for more content. All right, so brand new topic on the horizon. I'm excited to get underway. I've been doing a whole bunch of research for it. I'm excited to deliver to you guys as promised. I know it's been a while, but yeah. So today's episode is called Advocacy 102. Why 102? Because it's a new topic called peer advocacy. Now, the main definition, as plain Jane, it is advocating for your peers. Simple, right? No. So as to why my, content creation took so long was because I was trying to do research and came up with a whole bunch of other dead ends. So I found the closest definition I possibly could. And that definition is as follows: the process of advocating for the rights, needs, and goals of people with disabilities by people with disabilities. So what that says, basically, a person like myself and Amanda here, who's off camera. Say hi to the guys, Amanda.
Hi.
So people like myself and Amanda, we advocate, we're self-advocates, so we've eventually graduated, so to speak, for lack of a better term, to peer advocates. What does that mean? That means we advocate for people in our circle. It could be at day program, it could be at work, it could be anywhere really. So, for example, Amanda comes to me not knowing anything about advocacy, self or peer, comes to me and says, "Hey Joe, I want this, and this to happen, but I'm not so sure how to ask my staff about it." That's when I'll give her the education. That's when I'll give her, avenues to go down to learn the ropes of how to advocate, being efficient, self-advocate, and peer advocate later on. That's what basically, that's defining, that definition there. And it goes on to say, it basically promotes empowerment, self-advocacy, like I've explained, community building as crucial elements, achieving equality and inclusion for people with disabilities. So advocating for yourself, for your peers, can go a long way. It can get you included into way more things, whether it's group-related things, out in the community, wherever. Peer advocacy is a very powerful tool, just as powerful as self-advocacy, because not only are you using your voice, whoever you're advocating for is using theirs. So you're basically educating somebody else. You're passing the torch on to somebody else who may very well become a future self-advocate. And that's what my mission, my goal is. That's the purpose of these videos, like I've stated way early on. It's my mission to advocate for those who can't really advocate for themselves, or who can, but just don't know the right avenues to take to navigate that, to navigate advocating. So that's why I decided to do these videos and to do all this other advocacy related stuff, go to classes, so I myself can learn how to be a better peer advocate for my peers and for whoever else. So advocating is really not so much advocating for what your wants are, but for the wants and needs of others. So you're taking into consideration what your peers want. So if your peers want to do this, this, and this, like, hey, I'm kind of unsure how to go about this. It's new to me. Da da da. You, you're taking a direct approach to teach them exactly what it is. I mean, it may not be the best way, but at least they can leave the conversation with an understanding, somewhat of an understanding of what self and peer advocacy is. As for me, in my last article, I spoke about growing up in Jersey, not having the slightest clue of what advocacy was really, or disability, developmental, or intellectual, and being an advocate for myself. I really had no sense of direction, where to go with that, because, like I said, I was a young kid, in a school system that really didn't understand my situation at the time. I was at an IEP and stuff like that, child study team, and which turned out to be advocates in a sense. And as I grew older, moved out here to New York State. That it was at that point that I learned just exactly what advocacy was. But prior to that, I took a peek under the microscope of the world of people with intellectual developmental disabilities, and went through it with a fine-tooth comb, and just realized, hey, these are my kind of people. They're just like myself, with some degree of disability, whether it's mental, physical, whatever. And yeah, lo and behold, a couple months in, I got approached by this gentleman, Clark. By the way, shout out to Clark Spickerman. Yeah, he approached me, asked what I knew about it. I didn't know too much. I didn't know a whole lot at the time, and he, he volunteered to take me under his wing, teach me everything I know now that I'm bestowing upon you guys. And yeah, I started going to a couple of classes, told people my story, and it was at that point that I had the building blocks to build the foundation of my story, of my project. And then I met up with the now CCO of this agency, Dorothy, and we just started brainstorming and started spearheading projects. I started writing articles, and it got me to Proctor's in Schenectady, New York, for DSP week, and I did like a little bit of what you would call a public service announcement. So that was like basically the first leg up of my journey toward that. And after that point on, it was clear to me what I needed to do. And hence, that's where I am today, educating you guys, educating people with disabilities, even their caregivers or staff, whoever, about how to advocate for your individual, or to help your individual navigate that with the proper tools needed. And those proper tools, once utilized, can help individuals with disabilities go a long way with advocating. Now, it's important to note that, yeah, you can advocate. That's great. But just let it be known in the back of your mind that it's not always gonna work the way you want it to. Like, you can advocate all day long for something that you want to happen, but it might get shot down. And you know what? That is okay. That is okay. It's gonna get shut down. That's fine. But instead of feeling discouraged, I urge you to keep pushing. And if you, despite you pushing, and it keeps getting pushed back, keeps getting shot down, that's okay. Just move on. Advocate elsewhere. And that's going to get you on the road to being a successful self or peer advocate. I've learned through trial and error that advocating isn't always going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy path to navigate, because not a lot of people are going to understand what you mean when it comes to advocating. So I'm still learning, even though I have enough knowledge and I'm well versed in self-advocacy. I'm still learning as I go, because there's a whole lot of stuff that I may not know myself that could be useful later on to teach other people. And I want to be able to pass the torch to my peers so they too can learn the art of advocacy in its many forms. And with that being said, yeah, it's my life's goal, it's my life's mission to get disability advocacy awareness out there past New York State, make it a worldwide thing, and just kind of, be renowned for it, be known for it, because it's something I'm highly passionate about, and I want to hit the ground running with this and get this project off the ground, get as much support as I can from you guys, on and off YouTube, wherever. So that's why it's very important that I ask you guys to please subscribe, like, share onto any and every social media platform you guys have. I will be heading to Twitch in the near future, so look out for that. And next week I will be doing episode 1, as this was the intro. This is the inaugural episode, and I'll be having guest speakers on. My friend Amanda being one of them. Probably Steph. Who knows? I have a bunch of guest speakers. Possibly bring Clark back for a return interview. And it's going to be awesome. I look forward to continuing this journey with you guys. Again, thank you so much for the love and support. I feel so blessed. And let's just keep this project moving, man. Just keep it rolling. And as always, I'm your host, Joe. This is the Advocacy Connection channel. Stay tuned for weekly content. We'll see you guys soon. Be safe.